penetration, dump off, and 2 more for Roberts. And the Colonels go up by 8. Right now, they own the ball game.
When I first came to Kentucky, and I met Hubie, he wrote team on the board. He said T stands for T. The T is for team togetherness. He said the E is for everyone. The A, he spelled it all out to us and stuff. He said accomplish, and the M was for more. Together, everyone accomplished more. And as we took that all through the year, and the end result was a championship.
Second foul on Lenny. And again, nobody in serious difficulty foul-wise. As we're a minute into the second half. Jones, yes. Will Jones, second field goal, 6th point of the night.
It was magical. To have an inside game with Issel and Artis Gilmore, and then coming off the bench with Bradley and Ron Thomas backing up. But our perimeter game was fantastic. We had great shooters, we had terrific speed, and then we had outstanding defense because we could press and trap. However you wanted to play, we could play.
Stampier over Keller.
Billy Keller was one of an outstanding guards for the Pacers during that time.
Billy Keller and I had supposedly a rival. The papers and media built it up to be a lot more contested than it was. We did play hard against each other, and of course we were both playing to win and play better than each other. But off the floor, we were best buddies. And we even kind of laughed about the way they built up that like we hated each other and real bitter rivals. But yeah, that's part of basketball.
Keller at the free throw line will have a couple of tries.
He just won't cooperate by turning around for us.
Keller's the kind of a guy that's going to have bumps and bruises everywhere because he's an all-out performer all the time. And when he has a bad night, it is not because he is not at least paying attention and trying. He's giving you all he's got. 2-point lead, Kentucky. They had it as high as 8 this period. It was tied at 56, and the Colonels got it going in a hurry. Exactly a minute to go in the period. Well, they've got it where they want it now, but Lenny playing good defense. There's the hook shot out front. 16 for the Big A.
It was a great group of people. The chemistry was perfect. The talent was awesome. And it's a shame that they never came into the NBA as a team.
I think the NBA looked down at us from the very beginning, and we finally made them take notice of us. I know the Golden State Warriors were the NBA champions in '75, and the Browns challenged them to a 7-game series. Of course, that was something that was never going to happen. They obviously weren't going to play us. But I think if you had basketball experts, people that were knowledgeable about the game, and would sit down even today, 30 years later, and compare our team talent-wise with the Golden State Warriors, that there wasn't any comparison. We were a far better team than that, and we made the NBA finally notice us.
That's when the price, the salary war started too. Of course, we had the strong players, some of the better players. NBA started offering more than the ABA could pay, and that's what led to today's salaries because of the ABA competing against the NBA. And what happened, the NBA finally won out, and franchises became weak, and it got down to where we only had 7 teams. And Hubie came in a couple days after the season was over in '76 and said, here's what's going to happen. And he was right again. The ABA folded and 4 teams went in to the NBA.
It would have been wonderful to have been able to continue, if we look back. But I think the decision we made was a decision that was right at that time.
As players, we would have loved to gone into the NBA together. But as it turned out, since we didn't go, the NBA had a supplemental draft. I don't know how they decided, but I was drafted by the Spurs. And I was happy about that because they were an ABA team. I didn't have to go to an NBA team, or I didn't know any of the guys and have to really struggle to make it. So I was fortunate in the supplemental draft to go to the Spurs and got to play 3 more years.
Well, they haven't got this sucker won yet. Indiana's staying right with them, 82-78. Gilmore's doing a good job of keeping him away from the basket. Now here's the penetration by McLean, and that little scooping shot that's good.
Now, we mentioned this before. When their guards do those things so well as their guards do, we're in big trouble.
I don't honestly think that Bobby Leonard probably anticipated us getting hurt quite as much at guard. You fear the big man in the middle. You fear an Issel. But their guards have hurt us a great deal. Here's McGinnis back out to Lenny. About 17 feet out is good.
People still come up and introduce themselves to me and say, I was a great fan of the Colonels. And all sorts of things come up. People always have great memories of certain players. Mostly they talk about the championship. That was a very exciting time in Louisville.
88-82, the crowd yelling defense as Knight shoots over Roberts and misses. The rebound in the corner and tracked down by Gilmore again. And the big A flips her out to Averett, and here they come. Averett shooting. Oh, boy. We're going to have to introduce our guards to their guards because they're not playing much defense on them right now, I'll tell you that.
Friendship, camaraderie, you know, we were a team on the court, but we had a special relationship off the court. We went out, we hung out together, and I think that gave us the ability to play well as a team, knowing that we were really good friends off of the court.
Dan and Louie were roommates the whole time they were together here. And I kept roommates together versus the Indiana Pacers. Everybody had to room with everybody once before anybody could room with anybody twice. But we didn't do that because Dan and Louie knew what their patterns were. They knew when they liked to eat. They knew when they liked to sleep, when they liked to be in the room, and etc. So,
for the most part, he and Dan Issel, they were, I guess because, the Kentucky guys have to stick together.
Here is Billy Knight inside, shooting it off the glass and missing. And Kentucky's got the board, and right now they're 4.5 minutes away from their first ABA championship. Damp here. Louis with 12. And Kentucky right now beginning to realize how close they are. 100-93 is the score.
The fact that I'm able to see all of my teammates again, and to see the coaches, and to see Pink, the trainer, and just to reminisce and to joke about how good we were then. That's what it's all about.
Here it comes. Roberts down the alley, shooting and scoring, and that's what we don't need. Roberts now has picked up.
They steal the inbound pass.
Well, there's that that I was telling you about earlier that we've had trouble with this whole series. There's just no excuse for that. All you got to do is find somebody in the same shirt and hand it to him if necessary. 2:44. Bobby Leonard in front of us, motioning his club to play back. Let him kill the clock. 102-97. 10 seconds to shoot. It's down to 8. Roberts again. McLean inside Gilmore. There's the hook shot, and he missed it. The rebound. Oh, it went in. On the edge of the rim and danced on there and came out. Gilmore with 10 points this period, 26 in the game.
It was special for me because I was homegrown and I played here at home, and it was special because I was surrounded by such good people, and we really appreciated each other, really, and that made it that much more special to me.
108-101. Keller will go for the three. He's got it in the sky. It's off the mark. Rebounded by Issel. Dampier again. 3-on-1. Louis.
I took a shot, and Hubie got on me a little bit for taking it. And I told him, I said, I was just trying to put the icing on the cake, but the icing fell off. And he just kind of looked at me like, yeah, Louis, right.
15 seconds to play. It's 110-105. The Colonels have that lead. McGinnis will inbounds. He's got it to Hillman. Darnell, a long way from home, goes to Keller. Billy's got the three in the sky. It is no good. The rebound tapped off and the chase is on. It's saved by Elmore. Going back into Billy Knight. Knight down in front, missing. Rebound to Kentucky in the 2 seconds. 1 second, ball game's over. It's all over in Kentucky. And the Colonels are going to hang their first ABA championship banner from the Raptors at Freedom Hall. They have won it 110 to 105. You see the players congratulating each other. The rivalry here is intense, but there's a certain amount of empathy toward each other, a feeling of friendship off the court. It has been some kind of a rivalry since day one, as a matter of fact.
It was unreal. The fans left the stands. They were all out on the floor. And they were patting you and hugging you. They were so excited. And it was exciting for me to be a part of a championship team. I'd been on other teams that were very good teams, but never win it all. And to win it all is just unbelievable. You can't even imagine the feeling to win the championship.
When the game ended, everybody rushing the court, and a group of people picked up Ellie Brown and they carried her around the court. It was fantastic. And then when we went into our locker room, sitting there with his crutches, Adolph Rupp, waiting to congratulate me. Now, for me as a coach, that was big.
I'd just like to say to them that I'm really happy that I had an opportunity to get to know them and to get to work with them. It was probably one of the most fun times in my life.